Hi everyone. Thank you for watching these videos. Today I'm going to show you how to use Google Webmasters to ascertain the data which Google Webmasters tools provides you in making your SEO performances better. So always remember that Google Webmaster tools or any Webmaster tools you use, it's quite important that you follow the data they provide, and end of the day estimate how your website is really performing in aspects of getting your ranking improved in the best way possible. So whenever you log into Google Webmaster panel, this is what you basically see. It shows a dashboard where it shows like the current messages you have, and you have the number of crawl errors and a basic analytics where how your clicks are coming and how they are happening, and the number of URLs which you have submitted and indexed on Google. So I'll go step by step. I'll discuss a few important things, not everything in this panel, because most of the times not every information provided by Google Webmasters would be helpful for everyone. But I'll just run over everything, and I'll explain you what is the importance of each different areas which Google Webmasters is providing. So to begin with, let us start with the messages area. So when you click on messages, it will display all the different messages they have got, like any warning, any important message, any errors. Just always check these messages first, because sometimes if your website is having or performing any kind of spam issues or any kind of security issues, they would give you they will notify you via this particular panel, and they will send you a message. So just keep an eye on this particular area, and it would be better that you resolve this ASAP, whatever information is shared with you. So moving on to search appearances. Search appearances, you will see like there are a few options like called as structured data, rich cards, data highlighter, HTML improvement, site links, and accelerated mobile pages. So considering structured data, there are a lot of information available on structured data. On structured data, probably you might have heard like what is it going to do for my site, and what is that it's really going to bring about. But the structured data is an important aspect in Google's point of view, that it says that we tell the search bar that how our pages are structured. So in this particular site, which I'm showing you as an example, has got a lot of issues which we are opening up to solve. But if you look at the different issues and different items and things they mention, so we are trying to solve the issues. At the same time, we are setting up and telling the search engines that the structured data, like our website, my website is structured like this. So this is an important thing which you got to do. And whenever you set up a structured data, just make sure like how it is configured, and this can also be evaluated to know how your website is performing, how it is getting indexed, how it is getting listed, and so on and so forth. So I'll also tell you like how this structured data is obtained in the next couple of topics which I'm going to discuss. So moving on to rich cards. So rich cards are a good way to provide data to Google search about events, products, and opportunities on your website. So basically, the rich cards are setting up areas on your website where you can tell Google that there are important things happening on your website, where which can be interpreted by the search engines for a better and specific ranking or display of the search results for the user, which the user is looking for. So I'm not going into the details, but I'm preparing one single video for rich cards and how this is being done. So it's a whole lot of a process. You just got to go through all different instructions which you can find on the Google search gallery. You can see how the structured data testing tool is set up. So you might have seen these kind of videos and suggestions coming up on the search results. So So I think you can go here to see how it works, or maybe like just leave a comment. I'll make a detailed video on how this can be done specifically. So moving on to data highlighter. The data highlighter is works in line with the data in line with the rich cards, where you set up events, where you have products, and you want to have some listings and things like that. So you're going to tell Google that this is what I've got and this is what is happening on with my business. And Google also provides a ready-made video which explains you how this exactly works. You can also go through this video.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name's Jack, and I'm a product management director here at Google. This is an introduction to data.
So data highlighter, I don't want to data light highlighter and rich cards. These two are interlinked, and when you use data highlighter, it helps you to tell Google that pretty much you have event listing or reviews or products which you can tell them like this is available here, and Google can pick it up. So at the end of the day, you can use this for having a better SEO performance. So moving on to HTML improvements. This is very key areas. Like sometimes what happens is like, you tend to leave duplicate meta tags on all your different pages. So it's very important that you fix this. Even though Google knows that it is duplicating, they will just ignore these pages. And what Google would suggest is like to fix these issues, so that you can take advantage of these pages by optimizing them properly. So if it is duplicated, even the main page or the associated page will be neglected from the search results. So it's better that you always ensure like that duplications are very minimum and it doesn't repeats this much. The very important aspect is site links. The site links is basically decided by Google, and you can't really decide on or fix these site links. These site links are generated that appear on your search results when somebody is searching for your service. Or so how Google arrives this is pretty much a mystery, but still, if you look at the results continuously, you will notice that whichever pages are getting high importance, or whichever pages Google feels is providing the direct information to the user or the person who is searching for, Google considers them as a site links. So say for example, if somebody is looking for your contacts constantly, Google keeps your contact us page on the site links always. So that is a very important aspect. So similarly, if somebody is looking for a product on your website and which they need to see, which is being bought constantly, Google keeps them on the top of the site links. So this is how the site links exactly works. The other aspect, Google had been introducing, it already introduced the accelerated mobile pages concept. As you all know that when somebody, in the present web and SEO, responsive design had been playing a very, very important role, and mobile user experience had totally changed how these accelerated mobile pages were considered at a point. So even at one stage we were doing like mobile SEO packages and things like that, but now like each website just adjusts itself to the mobile devices. That's called the responsive design. But still some websites continues to use these accelerated mobile pages called AMP. These accelerated mobile pages, what they do is you have another version of m.thedomain.com. So the m.domain.com, you got to configure it on Google for Google to consider that you got a mobile version of your website and rank your mobile pages on the search results. So it's very important that you configure the accelerated mobile pages if you have a mobile version from a usual responsive design. So consider that you have you always use accelerated mobile pages to ensure Google does not throw your site off the search results because of user experience. So we are getting into the most important aspect of search traffic, the search analytics. So here is where some important things I would like to share on search traffic and Google Index. So on the search traffic, if you look at Earlier this was having, I mean, like earlier Google was giving us results like an exact placement for the keyword and things like that. If you look at the classic version of Google Webmaster, there are pretty much a lot of information, but I think many started to use it in a different way, which seemed to uh, um, disturbing for Google. So what they do is like they improvise the whole search analytics, which they show it to the users. So there are 4 different options. One is like, clicks, the impressions, CTR, and position. You can just click on them to view how your website is actually performing. What is the click-through rate, and how your website is performing in terms of clicks, impressions, and the average position your website is placed. So this will really help you to understand where exactly your website is stays. You can just click on these particular titles to see where exactly and how much impressions you are actually getting, and what are the keywords you are on the first page or on the top of the search results. So if you notice here, you see like, for all these keywords, this website is placed on the top search results, but very few number of clicks have come for all these keywords, because the impressions are very less. So if you look at this, say computer consultant, you got like his position 2, but still he gets only 1 click with 8 impressions. So this will give you a very valuable data on how your website is really performing, and how you got to optimize, and what are the keywords you can better optimize to ensure your website really comes up on the search engines. Google also provides one more stuff called links to your site. So this will show you like, this will show you like how many links are coming from the outside world, like link backs. So you can also see and to estimate like how much data, how much links you actually have, how your website is linking, and find out and remove those sites, or maybe if something is disturbing your site's ranking, you can remove them, things like that. So Google also provides 2 important data. One is like your linked content and how your data is linked. So this shows like which are the important pages, and which are being linked and has very high importance outside or around the web. So, and also you can see how your data is actually linked. If you notice that, like, whenever we generate a link back, we used to say like choose your keyword and link it up back to your website. So that gives you a more importance on search results and stuff like that. But if you look at this website, like, click here to go to your website. See, this really doesn't make sense of a keyword which could really bring you a traffic, because it's very generic and it really does not focus. So you need to make sure like whatever keywords you use, say for example computer repair Southern California is a good keyword, but including your phone number, it doesn't seem to, nobody searches with the phone number. But still, a few do if they look at on your ads or billboards or whatever. But still, if you look at the keywords, this is a very performing keyword, so it has to be linked on this particular keyword. So just make sure like this data will give you an idea of what are the keywords your website is actually linked up. So it's better that you can find out, and then you can work on the appropriate keywords to improve your rankings on search results. When websites are really performing on Google searches, there is also one more reason for them to perform. And Google to index all those pages. It is called the internal links. It is quite important that you have to have all the links within the site linked with each other, so appropriately. So when Google is indexing your site, it will look at the in-depth of the links. So it is not needed that your website has to be completely what do you say, how do you put that, you don't really need all the content to be on the home page itself. You can link it from the inner pages. So always see how your internal pages and links are connected. that plays a very important role on all the pages getting indexed by search engine. So Google also will tell you, like, if there is some errors which you do it on your website, they list all those actions, and they say, like, if there is any web spam found, they will inform you here. So always remember that you have the manual web spam notifications if anything has been given from Google, and keep a track of fixing them. So I think this gives a fair idea. So if you are considering your website to perform or target international markets, it's important that you work on setting up an international targeting tags on your website. I did release a video in my previous version where it mentions and talks about the international targeting. So when you target internationally, just make sure that you have a website which has a different version of it. Like, maybe if you're looking for a Spanish version, if you're looking for a German version, you got to mention the hreflang tags. You can visit to the other videos in our channel, which will show you how to do that. So yeah, just moving on to the next one, mobile usability. On the mobile usability, Google tells you, like, how your website is performing for the users. If there are any errors with the mobile usability, your website is not responsive, and things like that. So this really helps you to fix those kind of issues. Google provides an index status where you can see how many pages have been indexed, and how often your website is getting indexed, and how it is getting indexed. So this gives you a fair idea to interpret, like, how well your website is clean, neat, and performing, so that you can make the this data basically helps you in understanding how Google is looking at your website, and would allow you to perform on the search engines. So based on this data, you can add more pages, you can make your website a little bit more you can make Google to spend more time on your website. The more pages you have, the more content you have, the more original things you have, it makes Google to keep indexing your site often, and that really helps in terms of SEO. So content keywords, the content keywords are basically how Google looks at your website, like how your website is basically structured. So how the pages are much structured on your website. For example, the number of variations, the 4 variants in the sense, like network, the word network would be repeating 4 times in combination with other keywords. So Google looks at your website and decides how your website is really structured in terms of the number of content keywords. So this is a very important data for you to understand how Google is looking at your website and restructure your website content keywords. Moving on to blocked resources. This is pretty much like if you want to have Google to block any of your pages, or maybe sometimes Google will find difficult to index your pages. At that time, they will tell, like, these pages are getting these number of pages are errors, and they are not allowing to index it. So they say, like, that's a blocked resource, so fix it. And if you want to block some URLs and remove it from Google's index, they have given an option called remove URLs, and you can remove those URLs from the search engine. So moving on to crawl errors. Crawl errors plays a very important role in your search results. If you have a lot of crawl errors, obviously your results will be affected by thinking that Google thinks that it's a very bad thing for user experience, and it will ask you to remove all those not found pages ASAP. So it is directly proportional to the search performance. So always remember that you fix these issues immediately as soon as you look at them. And moving on to crawl stats, it shows, like, how often Google is indexing your site and stuff like that. Fetches Google. The fetches Google is another thing which, like, if you want to submit your website to Google, this is what you should use. Fetch is about, like, how Google fetches, Googlebot fetches your website. Fetch and render is basically how the user is user front end looks like and how Google looks at your website. So this is very key important key and important feature which you have to do, which you have to use. You got to submit your website time and again whenever you do improvements, you add things and stuff like that to your so make sure like you have a robotext file which is properly mentioned of what are the areas you do not want the Google to index. Just test with this location if your robotext file is working. If it's not working, please say it's not working, it's not allowed, and things like that, so you can see what's happening. And sitemaps, always remember that sitemaps are very important for you to submit to Google to tell Google that how many pages you have, how your site is structured, and things like that. So always remember to submit a sitemap. If it's an XML, most of the time it's XML sitemap. So so just submit an XML sitemap. If it's a WordPress, submit a WordPress based XML sitemap which is powered by Yoast. So so that you know your website is really understood by the search engines. And pretty much other things are small requirements or small features. So I hope this video really helps. If you have any questions, you can always email us or write to us, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you, and hope this video has been helpful to you in whatever possible ways. Thank you again.